Unplugged with Nicki Marie, episode 6. We're ticking, we're going, we're doing it. And you guys have been begging me and asking and begging and asking for this guest. And no, it's not Wendy, my mom, but it's the second best to that. It's my brother, Frankie.
Second best.
Yeah. Nothing beats Wendy. I mean, people are like, can you please do Wendy Wednesdays?
She's in PR training right now for that episode.
Dude, Wendy is like the Westport, Massachusetts Kris Kardashian. Mm-hmm. She's ready to rule.
It'll happen. I think we got to get her around the holidays.
We've got to get her. Oh, what? No, it's not happening. She's never going to be managing anything.
No, I'm saying for the podcast.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Wendy, we love you. You really, I think because of all this, I've embraced Wendy even more. I have to honor the fact that Wendy is a huge part of like this.
She is, but
silliness.
I love you guys. You guys just have to admit, like, you're the same person because you guys fight and like all the time, and then you love each other, and then you fight, and then love each other. But like that's the best mother-daughter dynamic, right? But
when people say you're so much alike, I should be like, we are, but I'm not.
You are.
Wow. All right. Well, here we are, brother, sister.
She was helping me today because I set a reminder on my phone, and I was like, I've been watching these episodes, and I was like, we need a little. It needs to be Nicki-fied.
What's that mean?
It means we need some personal stuff in this podcast studio. Like, we need like your old stuffed animal. You know what I was going to print
Butterball.
out? You know what I was going to print out?
What?
A picture of your cat.
What cat? Cheech? Cheech.
I just feel like a little picture of Cheech would just make it a little.
Cheech
we haven't thought about him in a while.
Taking your face off.
We haven't thought of it. He does. Frank still has the scars from Cheech. If anybody doesn't know, Nicki had a Siamese cat nicknamed Cheech because
when we got him, the whole place that we got him from smelled like they were just smoking. So that
he was a little cross-eyed too.
Totally cross-eyed.
We think it went to the head.
I don't think he was a cat.
No.
I think he was sent here.
He's a human.
Through drone form.
A stoner human. Should we, I think that can roll in maybe to the next subject already.
Okay. I didn't want to say this on my short form content because sometimes you need a little more context. You can't just be like, I took an edible and went to Home Goods. But you did. But I did. My kids went to Six Flags with their dad and their cousins last week. I've been thinking, I got a chocolate. I got a little chocolate, 5 milligram chocolates wrapped up. Boop. Individual serving size. Boop. Right there. I said, inquired with a few people. Should I just take a portion of it? No, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Whoa. Who's my first call?
Me. Well, because I'm the same way. Like, it doesn't matter 1, 2. I don't do any of that. It's like, it doesn't matter the dosage. Like, I will be gone. I can't do that anymore.
So I'm not going to ask, do people do that? Because they do. A lot of people are passionate about, just takes the edge off. That not only took the edge off, it took my whole day.
Yeah.
Whole day was gone. And what did you say to me? You said you got like
4 hours.
Of what?
Eating. What, like snacking?
You said you got enjoy these 4 hours.
Yeah, of like fun. Just own it.
Dude,
what did I say?
Somebody came up to me in Home Goods. I was in there. I was thinking, Home Goods is so relaxing for me. This is the vibe I'm going for. Take a little, go to Home Goods, shop.
What did you buy? Give me like top.
I went in thinking mangy area rugs drive me crazy. Fresh area rugs, even if they're like $13.99 a pop, they add a whole new element.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to go to the little rug area.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I was standing there and I'm like this. staring. And then I'm like, the jute rug I like, but that would slide if somebody walked on it and there's not sticky stuff under it. And the next one I'm like, I like this, but is it long?
Yeah.
Just
because your mind's going so fast, but also like it's not at the same time, and then your body's just not catching up to your mind, and it's like I don't really like that feeling because it sends me into like a lot of anxiety. But you seem to be FaceTime wise, you seem to be having a really good time, and I knew it would.
You just nailed it. My body was so relaxed, but my mind has the muscle memory of this bitch is crazy. Mm-hmm. So my body was relaxed, but my mind kept
boom, boom.
And it felt like I was trying to start my own heart up.
Yep.
Like my heart was pausing almost. Mm-hmm. I'm sounding dramatic. So this is supposed to be a peaceful thing.
It's I know, but for us, we're already like whacked out of our tree. So like
then a girl comes up to me, tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
If she's seeing this, you got to DM me because I owe you. I owe you a real moment.
You owe you explanation.
I was like this.
This is the explanation episode.
She goes, I love you. And this is, her son was in the carriage.
Yep.
And I'm a single mom and I'm raising him. And she was with her friends.
A single mom who works 2 jobs and loves. Sorry.
It never stops. With gentle hands.
In a heart of a fire.
And shopping for rugs. I'm a survivor. So she looked at me, tears in her eyes, and said, I don't think you realize how much I love your content. And I wanted to say, I'm high as a motherfucker. But I just said, oh my God, thank you so much. And then she left and I go, I gotta leave the store.
I wish I could pull up because it's podcast and you're looking at us, but like the text I was getting that day. We can pull them back. We'll put them in the promo.
I re-downloaded Snapchat.
Name top 5 snacks that you had that day, because I saw there was popcorn everywhere, there was Cheetos everywhere, there was the Trader Joe's haul.
No Cheetos. I don't buy Cheetos.
The little veggie straws or whatever.
Oh, I had a bunch of stuff.
You had a whole bunch of stuff.
I forgot.
Yep.
I did that. I put out the dips. The chips and the dips were happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I could tell that was like phase 2.
What?
Phase 2. Phase 3 was you started getting a little emotional. But
did I?
Yeah. Just a little bit, a good emotion. I was happy to be there for it.
Oh, thank you. I sent a few of the Snapchat filter moments.
Yeah.
I was really cracking myself up.
I think I was trying to do something serious. Like I was in the middle of something for work and you kept FaceTiming me. I'm like, I can't deal with this right now.
We're going to have to see if we can pull some of those up.
We will. Amazing. So that was Saturday. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. Yeah. I was trying to make a plan for Sunday because it's impossible to plan anything in this family. So I go, am I buying, drum roll please, King Richard's Faire tickets for tomorrow? And
you're good at this right now. You're keeping me on track.
Everybody committed. But like, it's not just like, you can't just commit in this family. You have to commit 5 times for me to make a purchase, which I think is super fair. So we did. We committed. Then you pranked me on Sunday when we were on the way. Me and Jenna and Wendy were on the way in the car, and she called me. And every time you call me when we have a plan, I know something came up.
Oh, yeah.
And you're canceling. And I don't get upset about it because I get it, your lifestyle. Yeah. You're a mom, a single mom. So I get it. I wasn't about to be mad, but I was like, shit, we're already pulling in. Wendy's like, I have Wendy geared up to get the outfits, and we're going to have a day. Then when you actually said, like, I'm on my way, I'm like...
Yeah, I said, oh, Frankie, you're not going to believe this. I can't go. And the sad thing is, all 3 of you expected that.
Oh, I wish you could have saw Jenna and Wendy's heads when they saw me go, oh, they went...
Yeah, unreliable.
Unreliable. But you came. How about, when was the first time, and if anybody doesn't know what the King Richard's Faire is, it is a Renaissance medieval theme fair in Carvery, Mass. Carvery.
Carver.
Whatever.
Carvery.
Whatever. You know what? I'm giving them promo, please.
You are.
Carver, Mass. And it's beautiful. It's in the middle of the woods, so you have what?
Have you been, Ian?
I've never been.
I'm surprised.
Get your tickets right now for next week. You do. Yeah. Dress up. Just bring your sword.
But I think I've been to a lot of the Renaissance fairs. This is my favorite because it's in the woods. It's in the fall. So you really feel like the whole vibe. I went a lot as a kid. Did you ever go as a kid?
I've never been. And I just cannot wait to dive into this conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way. You guys are already there. I'm having the nervous driving there 40 minutes ahead of me. They're going to find outfits and I'm going to be behind. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, no, this is great. We're going.
We're already going. That's the hardest
part. And we
part.
decided instead of shuffling around and trying to shop on Amazon or anything for outfits, we're going to rent on site. So let's start there. I went in the corset.
Well, that's the thing. When you go to these things, you have to go all in.
Titties up to my chin.
You cannot go in street clothes. You have to own it. You have to be full. Optional accents. I couldn't really get the medieval
The girls were right here.
But yeah.
I was like, hello.
They got you in the corset. They got me. Somebody said I looked like, who's the kid from what's that movie? With the Sanderson sisters. In Salem.
Hocus Pocus.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
not Binks. Was it Binks?
Binks was the cat.
No, Binks when he was a human because he was an actual.
Oh yeah, Binks was the
dude.
guy.
Somebody goes, "You look like Binks" when he came back at the
same
end.
outfit.
It's actually
No, you're right.
Outfit. It's the same exact outfit.
Me and the kids watched that 1,000 times.
So
Binks.
that's where we're gonna picture me, the Binks ghost that comes back. That's how I was dressed. You were dressed actually very. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was a scene.
Hocus Pocus-ish.
It was
Carrie
Hocus
Bradshaw-ish.
Pocus, but when Shrek Fiona gets pretty, it's the same dress. I think.
We really did that. So we're renting costumes, and the lady comes up to me. She goes,
"This."
What did she say? She said, "Do you want to be this or a that? What's the word I'm looking for? A wench." I said, "Don't even talk to me about the other one. Go wench it up right now." I said, "I want my boobs up to my eyes."
Yep.
And she went like this to the side of her boobs, and it made. She had like horns.
Mm-hmm. So think pretty Fiona. That's what you were in. Plus
you.
Plus the boobs.
The boobs.
Plus like a JWoww boob lift.
So
and yeah, immediate to pumpkin beer with the caramel rim.
Yeah.
I spilt my first one all over walked out right out of the rental.
So let's talk about this. Like going there, did not anticipate. I didn't have one expectation, which is great.
Yeah.
But what I did say in the parking lot when I pulled in and I saw all these people walking in their costumes, I thought to myself, here's my immediate thought was, I grew up with so many people who were just like me.
Yeah.
I hung out with people who were just like me, which was jocks. And we were like, cool.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the shit we were doing. And I'm not saying these people aren't cool. I'm going to circle back to this. Yeah. I was like, all along, look at these people. They're happy. They're in costume. They're with their friends, having pumpkin beer, cheering for the knight who's knocking the other guy off the horse. I thought, I am now in my element.
Yeah.
Forget the days of being a jock, being alive. I didn't judge one person there. Everybody was different than me. One guy was in full character, sucking on a cinnamon stick with a fake chicken. And I was like, I just want to listen to this guy.
Yeah. It was very music festival vibes. I obviously go to a lot of festivals. That was very much like everybody's just coming up to you and talking about weird things, and you're just accepting it. You know that guy that came up to you with the hard boiled egg. Like, yes, what is your hard boiled egg?
He asked if I liked hard boiled eggs, and I was like, I'm not in the situations where I'm like getting hit on. I didn't know if I was getting hit on, or if it was just literally, do you like hard boiled eggs? He was curious in that moment. So I was like, I don't think I even know an answer to that. I do, but I would take the yolk out. He pulls out a crocheted egg, lifts it up, takes the yolk out. I was like, this is happening at King Richard's Fair. But then I kind of wanted the crocheted egg.
Exactly. That was like
he
me
put
with
it
the
back
bird,
in his thing, and I was
things.
like, oh, I should have said yes.
The bird things. I was really tempted to buy one of those. It's a bird whistle, and you just blow it. And
yeah.
But I was really proud of Wendy. She dressed up. She had fun. We got her for a few hours. We got her out of the house. Jenna did. Jenna was all in. That's all I wanted. Everybody to dress up.
Yeah.
Everybody to be all in and just like spend time together. And
we just walked around without a plan. We watched the show. Some guy said, do you want peppers to eat during the show?
We said yes.
I said yes. Gave him a $5 bill for fresh peppers and a little thing. Ate the peppers, drank the beer. Watched the guys on the horses. Great day.
I know. It's so funny that we're doing these things now and not when like I was a kid. Because I feel like that would have been a good activity like when we used to go on our adventures and everything.
I do, but I think now there's just this new era of acceptance and adventures that like old me would have been like, I'm not going to that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that. And now I'm like, every time I do something new and try something that I'm not sure of, it opens up a whole new side of me.
Yeah.
And I have kids now, so they're going to have interest, and I want to join in the fun with whatever the hell they're interested in.
Yeah. Be prepared.
Be open-minded.
I agree.
Wendy too. She did great.
She did.
All right. So now that leads us into growing up. You said our adventures.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's always interesting, and I feel like everybody wonders, like, I get asked when people are like, oh my God, you're an 18-year difference. Like, that's crazy. Because we either get mistaken for dating or, like, actually more dating than anything. Like, how many times do we sit down at the restaurant and be like, oh, like, whatever.
Oh my God, remember the woman at Fiestas used to be like, you two are the cutest couple. And we're like, oh gosh.
No. God, no, please. But that's a good thing for you because you're
great
a lot
thing
older
for
than
me.
me. You're like, I will take it with a slice of bread.
I will take it.
But I thought it was always cool having an older sister, like having somebody that was going through a walk of life that was so different than mine. Like, I always consider myself an only child, as do you, because like I never grew up with a sibling in the household, which I don't know how that dynamic would have been.
Yeah.
Because it was almost like having like a second mom or like a second best friend. And I always think back to specifically like every time you babysitted me, and when Frank and Wendy were away, we would always make our documentaries. Which is crazy that we haven't posted. Now look what we're doing. I know. Well, because I wanted to post a video of the dancing videos we used to do, you know, because I was a very twinkle toes, flamboyant little boy dancing. But then Mom and Dad,
when you came out, they were like, "Oh, it's just temporary. It's doing too."
And then
they thought it was me because like I was making you dance to Britney Spears and insane.
Yeah, you got blamed for it.
I got blamed.
A second. Yeah, and you were like,
like I freaking, you know,
Britney Spears.
Like, here's how you will dance. Here's how you will talk.
Listen, the toes were natural, the hands were natural. That's all from birth. But we have all these videos of us dancing to Britney, the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, like all these videos. I want to do like a montage of those and then cut to like the future.
But then even the vlogs, it wasn't even all the music. It was like vlogs.
We vlogged. We vlogged before vlogs
way
were a
before
thing.
Vlogging.
We should just post one of those raw to YouTube and like no edits and see how it would do.
Amazing.
It's like VHS. And now people are buying VHSs to like feel vintage for their vlogs. And it's like, we have it. Doing that.
It was amazing. So they went away for what, five nights. And I remember I had to bring you here. I was very responsible. I got you to the private school that you went to, had your uniform clean. I was only 20.
Yeah. But also I gave you a lot easier time because I thought that was so cool. Like I was cool. Like, I was all perfect because I wanted to make sure like I impressed my older sister. Right.
But
like,
I was
got
also
up on time.
way laid back.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't my own kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because my morning from middle school to high school was you have, you know that movie, The Perfect Storm?
Oh, yeah.
So you had the perfect storm situation. You had a mother, Wendy, our love, going through.
Hurricane Wind.
Going through that time in a woman's life called menopause. Then you had me, a teenage, confused sexuality boy going through puberty. And then our personalities being just crazy in general. Then you had our rooms. This is even worse. I don't know. This could have been a prank show. You had our rooms across from each other and then a shared bathroom. My dad had his own bathroom because he didn't want to deal with us. And that was a perfect storm of chaos in the mornings to get ready for her going to work and me getting ready for school. And it got so bad that Frank set up a camera one morning because he was like, I've had it with you two. Literally breaking doors, throwing things at each other, swearing, screaming, then like being 2 seconds later, love you, have fun at school. But
that's
it was
our
like
family dynamic, and it's really hard to explain.
And there was one time where Frank was like, I can't take it anymore. Both of you sit down and watch this. And he put it on, and we didn't know that he hid the camera right on the mantle to video us getting ready for school and her getting ready for work and all the fights. And we just look at each other, man, we're like, whoa, this is bad. This is like crazy. So we like kind of vowed from that point to, you know, make it a little better. And we did. Yeah, but like,
you guys have come a long way.
We've come a long way because
You're also across the country.
Yeah. But those two moments in somebody's life with just hormones in general were just like, holy
I'm
shit.
so glad you're talking about this because there's a lot of people in my audience that will relate to. We always wonder, gosh, we're fighting with our kids. We're really having a hard time. There's some yelling. And then we saw this gentle parenting stuff and we think we're going to, you know, screw up our kids. I think we're talking from such a self-awareness standpoint now.
Yeah.
Like moms now are talking about our perimenopause.
Mm-hmm.
Mom would never have sat down.
What does that mean?
Perimenopause is like the years leading up to the actual menopause. So menopause is when you stop your cycle entirely. Peri is the leading up to that. So you're losing estrogen. You're a fucking mess.
And it's kicking in and you're like, what's going on?
You're sweating at night. Things are bothering you more than usual.
She would have the hot flashes, remember?
Yes.
And she would do that. But we made it through. We made it through stronger, and our relationship has never been better. And like, you know, we still get in our arguments, but it's nothing crazy. But like, I always think back of like, if we could pass that test of like us going through that, we can make it through anything. So, but I remember that one video that he sat us down and was like, watch this, because this is like crazy.
And Frank is just literally like the child whisperer.
Oh yeah. So calm, so collective. I have sometimes that Frank, but I have a lot of Wendy. Yeah. And the overwhelming Wendy personality comes out like a lot.
You You definitely have both.
Yeah, but I can go away and be calm and collective like Frank. But
you get overwhelmed and you want to like shut down and get away from it.
Shut down.
When you're
which
done,
Frank
you're
does.
done.
Yeah, which Frank does. And I definitely get the anxiety from his side. Family. I remember it was so funny going into like anxiety. I remember when we were all locked down on COVID. Yeah. And like, Wendy, she's always out and about and having fun and like very positive energy all the time. And she called me one day and she was like, this is the first time I've ever like heard my mom vulnerable on the phone. And she's like, this is 6 months into COVID. And she was like, I just like, my heart rate's like up. Like I'm feeling just so weird. I almost feel lightheaded. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, Mom, you're experiencing anxiety for the first time in your life. How crazy is this? She's like, is that what that is? Because she can't be out and about and zip around and see her friends and see Priscilla and go to the casino and teach her class. That's when she's in her element. She was stuck inside. So imagine like putting a tiger in a cage, a 2-foot cage where you can't move. Like they're going to freak out. And that was what Wendy was going through. So I was like, Mom, this is what I went through, this feeling in high school a lot, just going through the motions. And she was like, whoa, shit, that sucks. I'm sorry. She was like, I'm sorry I didn't like understand at the time what it felt. But it was the first time like I heard her vulnerable like that. I think a lot of people went through that during COVID too, and just feeling that anxious, and our world is still really scared of things. It really effed people up. But it also it made people identify those feelings too, which is important.
Well, the fact that you're talking about anxiety as like a term that, like my kids went to the pediatrician today and we were talking to the doctor, and there's the questions. She's known me forever. Yeah. She knows our family. And of course the attention, how's your attention? Do you feel like you can sit still? Like all those things. And she looked at me, she goes, you do realize there's such a broad range of all these things that we're labeling right now. Anxiety, ADHD, the autism spectrum. Like we are now at a point in time where we're talking about these things, and it's not just like everybody's got anxiety now, the way this generation, mom's generation wasn't like allowed to talk about that. It was just like, shh.
But then my generation, I feel like yours too, was so focused on getting the term right. Like, what does he have? ADHD or ADD? Totally. Or does he have autism or Asperger's? Asperger's, which is not even a thing anymore. They're just like, oh, we're just not going to. What's up with that? Yeah. So it was more concentrated on, we're going to name this thing rather than like, let's help the kid out and like make him less stressed and like ask him how we can be, better. Yeah. And luckily Wendy was really good at that. She was good at giving love. Frank was good at giving love, but they didn't know what that feeling, I was going through was. Yes. Right. The goal for me with my kids is the combination of the grit that generation has and the empathy and emotional IQ that this generation has. If I could be right in the middle of those two things. We need that because now everything's a pendulum. Right now it's going this way. It's like, maybe we need a little more tough love.
Oh yeah, the tough love. Listen,
we need a little bit. We need a little bit.
Today
more.
Was one of those days, and I rarely do it. I'm always hard on myself about everything. Yep. Today at the pediatrician's office, I was one of those. I drove away and I was like, we will go to Chick-fil-A because I just felt so proud of the way the two kids handled. They looked at the doctor in the eyes. They answered her questions. They were honest about stuff. Honest. Even when they could have said, yeah, I eat so good all the time. All my fruits and veggies. Yeah. Layla looked at me. She's like, I try. Yeah. I could do better. Do you wear helmets? Oh, not all the time.
But I could.
But it was those their personalities, to see them talk to an adult who was an intimidating person. There was part of it. I drove off. I was like, okay. All the questions that the doctor asked, Mom had already handled at home. Yeah. And I was like, I'm doing good.
Chick-fil-A for everybody.
Chick-fucking-fil-A. Get the shake too. Yeah. Get the shake.
And I think it's funny because when you realize those appointments it's not a quiz. You're not going to fail at the end. Like, hey, Nicki, here's your F report card. It's a check-in. Yeah. It's a check-in. Like when I go to the trainer sometimes. I don't work with a trainer all the time, but every few weeks I'll go and I'm like, okay, have you been lifting this way? Have you been doing your form correctly this way? No, I'm going to improve it because that's my reminder. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like when you go to the pediatricians, have you been eating fruits and vegetables? That's your reminder. Like, hey, maybe I should be a little bit more. The one I get all the time is my dentist. I'm like, he's gonna ask me if I'm flossing.
Oh my God. Could we talk about the dentist? He's gonna ask me if I'm flossing. Can we talk about anxiety with the dentist?
Yeah, go for it. Where do you want to start?
Dr. Sylvie is the man. He's got me. He's got you. He's got the kids.
I still went to him. I've been in LA for 4 years and I like my insurance called me like, you cannot go back to Massachusetts and keep going to your dentist. And I'm like, I will not go anywhere else.
Dr. Sylvia, listen.
And he called one day. He's like, Frankie can't come. Like he's going to pay out of pocket. I'm like, I will pay out of pocket. I will pay full price without insurance to go to you. I don't want to switch over.
We went there the other day for the kids' cleanings.
Yeah.
And Chase is sitting in the chair and the hygienist comes up and he goes, oh, this is Chase. Still remembers every single year. He goes, oh, I hope you have the blue gloves on. Mm-hmm. And the hygienist goes, Chase, you're the only person in this whole practice that I wear these blue gloves for.
Yeah.
You know why? They have it on file that Chase does not like the fucking smell of the green gloves.
But to be honest with you, I agree with you. There's a different
maybe
smell.
that Dr. Sylvie's office, please put Frankie on the
There's
like
one really cool thing about your kids. Not one, like the one, there is one thing. It's they know what they want.
Oh, yeah.
They know what they want, and they're going to get it. They're going to figure it out. And that's going to be a quality they're really it's going to help them in life. It is. But they know exactly what they want. Yeah. When I was a kid, I had no idea what I wanted. No idea.
Thank you for saying that, because I look at them and I'm like, we're going to be great in adulthood. I just have to get you through this.
Yeah.
This moment at home having two persistent, terrific kids is
because I think people would, think that's maybe like they're spoiled. I don't see that. I think they're just very sure of themselves.
There's times even I'm like, whoa, sister, back up. She came up to me today. She goes,
text.
Mom, can you get me the Sambas without the strap? The Samba, Adidas Sambas.
Yeah.
Without the strap, because the strap is the boys' one. I said, no, it's not.
What about the text on Sunday?
So you know what I said to her? I said, give me, even if you have Target cards from your birthday, go get them. Mm-hmm. I'll take those. I'm shopping there anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll get them for you. She came down with a Visa Gold gift card. I type it in, get yourself the shoes. If you want the shoes, it's your money. Anyway.
Message you in the value of it. The text Sunday, if you're not home by 4:30.
Oh, yeah, no. Let's not talk about that. My daughter.
No, they know what they want. And that's so funny to see Wendy.
If you're not home by 4:30, I'm not going to school tomorrow.
Yeah. Look, she's a deal maker. She is going to be a lawyer or like run her own company.
She told the doctor today, because they asked, what are you going to be when you grow up? Guess what Chase said?
What did Chase say?
Chase said dental hygienist.
That's a really good job.
Well,
that's a really good career. Dentist will always be needed. There will always be demand for dentists. Now with all the sugar and shit, we're going to need more dental hygienists than ever.
Chase is meticulous, so it makes sense working on the teeth.
It's perfect. What about Layla?
Pharma rep. What? Pharmaceutical rep.
Why? Because of Jenna?
Because Jenna and Meredith. So they do well.
Yeah.
They have a company car and they can pop around whenever they want. And
they're
they use their personality. Yeah. It's like brilliant.
Yeah. She knows. She knows what's going to go on. She'll be in business 100%.
Yeah.
100%. What's like, I mean, like we're probably wrapping up pretty soon here, but like, what's the tea? What do people ask about us all the time? Where like,
well, I mean, I have some stuff that's a little bit, you're not only my brother, 18 years difference, but you're my manager. So
fun. We're working on so much fun stuff.
So what is, we're working on stuff. So gets brand deals.
Yeah.
For me, and as well as all your other clients. I'm going to put you on the spot because you're going to not be able to answer some of this stuff. Who's your favorite content creator?
Oh, my favorite content creator. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Like from my people or like just in general?
In general. You might hurt some feelings.
Honestly, I'm really worried about Lieutenant Dan. That's all I can think about at the moment.
Lieutenant Dan.
Like I'm really concerned.
Please tell me you've seen this.
This podcast is going to come out and I really hope he's not.
So Lieutenant Dan right now is viral right now because he's trying to stay in Tampa on his fucking boat.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, and the hurricane's about to hit, and like thoughts to Tampa and Florida, and like
I wanted to put you on spot a little more, like who out
that's
of
all
your
I can think about, man. It's
out of your portfolio, out of your people.
I can't pick. Everybody has their because I manage, which is great. I think a lot of managers really pick a vertical, what they want to go down, like a specific type of client. Like, is it foodie? Is it fashion? Is it gaming? I have just like a broad approach on signing, and I just like sign people who I think are generally really funny and make really good content and like work really hard and have something special and very unique about them and have are tapped into their target audience. So I have some people that are doing sports. I have some people that are doing comedy. I have some that are doing acting. I have a lot of acting adjacent talent. And I am ADD, as we've talked, as we've mentioned. So having a lot of different things to work on at once is like
Fun.
my brain is flourishing. And I think I get to learn more. I get
What's
to learn
it like
more.
to work with me? Well, I wanted to give a shout out to Selena. Because
Yeah.
Selena was our first bond. I feel like she was our she's like one of your OGs.
You texted me her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this girl.
Selena Spooky Bo. I said, please sign her.
Yeah.
And he did. And now she loves you and you love her. She's just awesome.
She is like, she was my first client at Underscore,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
And we've just had such a bond and we've built, such a business together and she's so sweet. And I see them I see most of my clients like family, all of my clients like family. Especially Selena too. Like we've grown through so much. I've seen her grow. I've seen her husband grow. I've seen her, business and property and they have they're building their amazing house in Canada now. And it's just so cool. I get to see that for her and I get to see that for all my clients. Just because of the values I have as a manager and putting in the hard work, and putting in a true manager work, right? And really doing the day-to-day work. Because I feel listen, we talk to each other every day. I'm going to give you the real deal. I'm going to give you the POV of the industry, what's going on, what's working, what's not. And there's the difference between we have the brother-sister thing where we're more comfortable talking to each other.
Yesterday I was like, I gotta go. I can't talk about this right now.
In more of a crass manner. Where I would never talk to some of my clients like that.
But then we went for a beach walk and chilled, and it's all good.
And great, and you got brand deals today.
Yeah, I did.
So it's something worked, something clicked.
So, but what about the industry? Because so many people listening to this maybe they don't even care, but this industry and the possibilities. How much work goes into it truly? Because we make it look, I think, hey, I'll pop on and be here for 5 minutes. But what are the
It's truly a lot because you only have so much. If you're a top tier creator, you only have so many creative juices flowing. To be able to come on camera and the days that you don't want to go on camera and the days that you don't want to make content, how many days out of every day in the week do you have a bad day? Have a day where you just don't want to do anything. You can't take a break now. There's everybody and their mother is an influencer. If you're gonna do this, you have to do it. You have to be there. So being able to be vulnerable, and I think you're really good with that with your audience and in your content. You're straight up honest. Yesterday you posted hey, no funny shit today. I'm sad about the people in Tampa.
It was really
but
sad.
The fact that you can open up about that, one, is great of the audience and the community you've built.
Yeah.
But also you are vulnerable and you don't always have to be the funny guy.
Yeah. Well, you and I have talked about it. I think that I was a lot funnier when I was going through really hard portion of the divorce.
Yeah.
That was my escape. And now I'm in this rebuilding phase and I'm on the route of happily ever after 2.0. So that doesn't always come with the same humor. You grow.
But
and I think it's hard
you,
sometimes for your audience to see you evolve.
How did you do that? Because I knew
clue.
I know what you were doing and I know what you were going through on a daily basis. Yeah. And nobody knows how crazy it was. And we're not going to go into it because that's not whatever. But let me, take it from me. I do not know how you got on camera and could even grin or smile or anything. So I'm glad we've built it in a direction where you can be vulnerable. But props to you for being able to find the humor in life at the, position you were going through.
My bookkeeper the other day said, just remember when you're questioning everything, you had $0 in this account that we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
You had $0. Book the fucking Disney trip.
Yeah.
Do the club level. This sometimes as a woman, you feel funny to say, I rebuilt this whole thing by myself.
Yeah, you did.
But the people who I have in my front row of my next chapter know exactly what I did. And now we're on this journey. Yeah. I think you find we're finding bits and pieces. But what's cool is
we're going to go back to how we were talking about Layla and Chase. They were very sure. Every time you got a job after, your divorce and after, you left your last company or the jewelry company and everything, you would be in it and you're this is not it. This is not for me. And I can't do this. I can't. And you didn't, and you stopped.
Yeah.
And then you kept doing things trial and error, and you took the path, less chosen until this worked, and this did work. And I knew you always say this was a chance, and this was, sporadic. Those few videos that went viral, That was not a chance. This was not a random
other people
thing.
will make you feel like it was.
This is not a random thing. You have been doing this since, since cameras were out. You have been making these videos.
I have 1980s.
So if it wasn't the jam video, or what was the other one that went really viral, the second one?
The one with the honeybee, Layla? There were a lot first before the jam one.
There was like jam and there was something else. Like even if those videos didn't pop off, there would have been another one. Mm-hmm. There would have been, you would have kept at it because you knew that something was here.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, you always say like, oh, thank God, that's, it clicked, but it would have happened.
Well, it was that 6, remember you were like, I will sign you. This agency will sign you only if you really know what you want to do.
And it wasn't if you hit a number.
Right.
It wasn't if you have this followers. If you commit fully to this ball game.
And I did because I was still putting on my resume out there and I was hiring somebody for like a crazy amount of money to redo my resume. Yeah. So I could go back to work and I was like, I'll do this on the side. And when I took 6 months to just do this, that's when it all happened.
It hit. But you were very sure. And I know that reflects in your kids now too. Because they are very sure. They're very sure. So it's a good quality to have.
So yes, it is. It is. Yeah. Let's own that.
Would have been.
So for us, I think that our adult sibling chapter has been so fun. Mm-hmm. The hotel rooms, going to Luke Combs. We were on our way to dinner in Newport. Mm-hmm. It's like all the things that this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to try to frame it the right way. All the things that I want in a partner that I always thought I wanted in a partner. It always had to be a boyfriend or a husband. Yeah. Now I'm like, I'm doing that shit when you're home with you. Mm-hmm. We were going to dinner one night in Newport and we randomly looked and we're like, Luke Combs is at Gillette Stadium tonight.
We're just polo, nice Newport gear.
Newport fashion. Up the highway, Luke Combs tickets, night of our lives.
Yeah.
Hotel room in New York, laughing our asses off. Mm-hmm. Kenny Chesney. So I think that's my goal for my kids is not only to raise them to laugh and to go through all the moments and shenanigans, but to grow up tight like we did.
Yeah. And they will. They 100% will because that value that you've ingrained on them will stick with them just like the other ones.
But mom and dad didn't push this on us, but I think they created this environment of let's have dinners and let's have the grandparents over. But
the thing, they didn't try. It wasn't forced. It was not forced. It was just the community and the family and the values that they stayed true to. But they never tried. It never felt forced. We have to go see the grandparents or we have to do this. It was we always wanted to. We were both so close with our grandparents.
Yes.
And we still are.
Yes. Even we were talking on the beach the other day. Do you still talk to grandma? Do you talk to her out loud?
Yeah, of course.
What's your spirituality? We were grandparents' kids.
Because I always think when we're doing stuff together, what would they if they were still alive?
Psyched.
They would probably be in the content. They would probably be just as viral.
Grandma would have been more viral than anybody.
Yeah. 100%.
So we come from that. We come from the grandmother who's flipping birds and swearing and full of love.
It's that couple that the old couple that he always tows her on the golf cart. You know what I'm talking about? And he's towing the seeds and she's planting the seeds and she's driving the golf.
Oh yeah, and he's always
golf
mad at
cart
her.
And they always mad.
Yeah.
They're always mad at each other, but they will love each other. I know
exactly what you're talking about.
They would love each other until the end of the
three adjectives for our family and then we'll wrap it up.
Loyal.
Forgiving.
Yeah.
Well, forgiving with each other.
Forgiving, but they won't let you forget about it. If you did something that they forgive.
Yeah, but mom will say fuck off to somebody who she's known her whole life if they cross her, so I can't say forgiving.
But I'm talking internally. We'll always forgive each other. We're not going to let you forget it. Yeah. But forgiving externally, absolutely not. We'll cut a bridge. We'll cut cords and like that. Yes. We won't even think about them anymore. It's crazy. And I think energy, wild,
humor, energy,
humorous, funny, funny, outlandish. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh. Well, maybe we'll call the episode "The Outlandish Siblings."
The Outlandish Siblings.
All right, love you. Let's go for a glass of wine across the street.
I love it. Let's do it. Thank you, Nicki, for having me.
Love you. You're going to be on much more.
I feel like I'm going to be on much. I feel like this flowed really well, right? I'm very proud of you.
Let's see. This is different than any. That's what you're reminding me of is just keep trying, just keep seeing what sticks. And this will be, and hopefully in 2 years, we'll look back and go, oh my God, I never want to listen to that episode again.
I know. I'm not going to listen to it now. I can't stand my voice.
I'm not going to listen to it now either, but.
I can't.
Love you guys.
Wine time. Bye, guys.
Cabernet. Dab.